Hi everybody, this is your instructor Martin Coleman, and today we're going to be talking about integrating technology into your lessons more than just one lesson, looking at it as something that you'll be using throughout the semester, throughout the whole school year, and kind of making it part of your teaching style. So let's kind of review a few things that we talked about last time about picking up technologies and putting them into your lessons, and we'll go from there on how to build it up on a weekly basis and maybe even how to do it for the whole year. First of all, we always have our lessons and content that are kind of organized and provided for us that we know we're going to be teaching this year. That, third grade is always going to learn a certain level of reading, or we're going to do certain things in social studies, or the kids are going to work on certain writing skills and math. So we've got that down. We need to think about the technologies that are available to our school. A lot of times there may be a limited number of computers, digital cameras, video cameras, whiteboards with the interactive touch kind of stuff, things like that. But you may have things that are available through the whole school district, not just your school. So there may be more things out there than you think. Also look at your local libraries or even universities to get access to technologies that you might want to implement into your classroom, at least the ones that you can hang on to. Then we look at our electronic resources. This falls anything that's internet-based, software, library options as far as databases and resources, encyclopedias and books, and just pretty much anything digital. And then the last thing is, when we start doing this, most of us kind of have a way that we teach, and a lot of it comes from the way we learned in our elementary schools. How did the teacher teach there? Or it's something we've picked up in college when we went through school, or our teaching experience. And some of it comes from modeling of other teachers that you tend to work with, that you learn to teach from your environment. But often when you're implementing these new resources, you kind of have to step back and rethink how you can teach different things. Sometimes I'll ask someone that's not in the education field and ask them how they would tackle a problem. And getting someone that's kind of removed from the whole experience and how they might do it can give you some real insight to new ways that you can implement technology into your lessons and make them more exciting for the kids and for you. It's fun for the kids, and so why not try and make it fun for yourself? So let's look at some other ways. First thing is we have to have a plan on how we're going to implement these technologies. And we talked about this a little bit last time. How much time do we want to take up having technology involved in our teaching? Is it something that I can roll out and implement into my normal style within a day of playing around with it? Is it something that's going to take some serious training? Is this something that I can use on and off throughout my class, either taking feedback from kids using different devices for them to answer, or for them to take assessments? Or is it something I'm going to be showing videos? Am I going to have a TV or a projector or something else, a laptop, that they can all watch videos and different things like that? Then the other thing is, I'm going to be working to make this an active experience. The biggest thing that most teachers start off with, and there's nothing wrong with it, is they use it as a lecturing tool, technology. They show students websites, they show them these neat resources, they show them videos, they type things on the screen and draw, but the kids still sit there. They don't do anything. So when we're picking technologies, let's look at things that kids can get involved with, whether they get up from their desk and they come up to the computer, or they walk over to the station, or they have a clicker or something like that, or they all go to a computer lab, or they have access to the in-classroom computer, and they actually do something, and they do it together. Getting kids involved in an active learning style, whether you use technology or not, and working together as a team or a group will generally give you a better result as far as kids learning things than just sitting there by themselves. The other thing a lot of people don't think about is testing at the scale. And by that, a lot of people say, well, I'm going to try it out on 2 kids or 1 class or something like that. That's a good way to kind of bring in on scale, but also adding it 1 day a week. Don't try and do it every day. Don't try and do it every time that you can possibly. Maybe look at one lesson, one class that week that you're going to try a little bit of technology. And then from there, you're going to build it on, and you're going to start integrating this technology into your daily lessons. And I think most of you guys have a really good idea on how to do that. It's something that just takes a little bit of time and practice until you're comfortable with it. Most technology, they say a teacher really doesn't get really comfortable with it until about almost 3 years. The first year, they're kind of getting all the bugs worked out, and they think they've got it worked out. The second year, they've got the technology worked out, but they're also then working out the lessons and how better to teach things, the new resources, and kind of getting smoothed out. And finally, that third year, it's truly integrated, and it's part of their teaching style and how the students are learning. So let's look at making this jump from technology from one lesson to using technology for a full week. The first thing I say is don't do it every day. Start off by doing it maybe every other day. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, whatever you choose. Put that technology into something that's got a pattern. It's standardized, but you're not having to deal with it every single day, and work on it from there. Also, train your students to do your work. There's no reason that kids, even kindergartners and first graders, can't move things and push and plug in and set up and start computers and all that. Most of these kids have already been doing that since they were a couple years old. They've been around technology. And so why not use these third graders to help set up whatever you're working on, to log into the website, to give them a job, a purpose in class besides just being a student. It gives them a sense of pride and real respect for what they're doing. Standardize your technology. We kind of talked about this as having a certain time you're going to use certain technologies, and you're using the same technologies, and that's great. It keeps things running faster, smoother, easier. But don't forget to keep it kind of fresh and fun, and mix it up once in a while. Maybe once or twice a semester you have some kind of quiz bowl or some kind of game or something that involves the technology that just kind of makes it fun and keeps the kids interested instead of the same thing every day. A laser light show can get just as boring as drawing circles on a piece of paper if you keep using it the same way every time. Finally, the other thing is to throw in a few new technologies. As you get your technologies picked out, and usually I say try and pick out 3. 3 is a good number to work with that semester or that year. But after you get comfortable with that, look around what other software, new lessons, other technologies, things that are similar, websites that you might be able to add to your lessons and your teaching style. All right, we're going to look at these 3 they're not brand new, but they're just finally really starting to be implemented as a pretty standard tool in the classrooms. The big one that we see a lot at higher ed level are the tablet PCs, and they're basically a regular laptop notebook, but they have kind of a tactile screen, something that you can touch and move things around and draw, and it really brings that paper pencil into a tablet PC and makes it more of a natural humanistic kind of tool instead of having something that you're trying to teach kids to type. When you're drawing circles and colors and things, it works great. We looked at an online one that used Flash where kids could draw and they could all see what they were doing. You can do the same thing with these tablets and sync them all in the classroom. As far as syncing, another thing is the clickers. And most of you guys, I think, have heard of clickers. And there's a whole bunch of different names, a ton of different companies out there. But basically, they're a remote control that sends a signal to a laptop or a desktop that records the information. So if you're asking feedback of students if they understand it or not, they're all going to hit yes or no. Or if they're going to do math, or they're going to answer assessments or tests or things like that, they're great. They're easy, saves you paper, makes it a quick way for kids to respond. Last of all, we want to talk about our interactive whiteboards. And this basically makes your big whiteboard with giant touch screen on a computer. And you can draw, move things around, and it starts looking like something off one of the movies. It's a fun way to get up there and turn something that's normally just a plain whiteboard into something much more with the amount of software and things that are out there. If you ever have a chance to use Kidspiration with a whiteboard, it's a great way to do some brainstorming and have a lot of fun. So some ideas there for implementing technology in your lessons and to make it more of kind of a teaching or lifestyle as far as a teacher, and kind of maybe get you started in the right direction. Have a good one.